you say it was kept away from the jury, it was a sealed transcript, but it was available for cross-examination. You would agree with that?
It's kept away from the jury. I don't know about the available for
Well,
cross-examination because Mr. DeMarco told me it was, you know, be careful with this, so I don't know.
Mr. DeMarco told you to be careful of what?
The sealed transcript, don't let anybody see it.
Well, that's because of the risk to Mr. Mouton, not because...
Whatever the risk, I abided by what he said.
So, Your Honor, just again respectfully objecting on relevance, I don't understand the purpose of this questioning as far as how or why. He already answered
Is
this.
this deposition still sealed? Has a court order been signed allowing it to be distributed?
It was distributed to the defense attorneys and used during the
Well, I
cross-examination.
mean, of course, I understand that the attorneys
Your Honor,
would have the ability.
Yeah, there was an order
have
to
it.
unseal the case for purpose of the post-conviction petition. I think it was actually
Okay.
even for the prior petition.
Okay,
Correct.
thank you.
And he indicates that he met him a couple of occasions in Fillmore when he was 15 in this deposition. You remember that?
I believe so, yes.
And it's based upon the fact that, you know, he ran into Mr. Dow in Fillmore. You knew he had to be lying.
What I'm telling you is based on his trial testimony where he said he hung out in Fillmore, I knew that to be patently false.
Any questions?
You may.
Now, page 31, counsel of the deposition. Now, there's been a lot of testimony in here about what Mr. Mouton did or didn't testify as it relates to dates. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Now, you would agree with me that when he's asked on cross-examination, okay, in this statement, I know you just testified that you met Mr. Dow. You can't remember when you met Mr. Dow on the footbridge. In your statement, you met with Mr. Dow in mid-December or sometime in December of 2005. Do you recall when in December? Answer, no. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Reading that? And before Christmas, after Christmas, right around the holidays. It had to be before. Remember that?
Correct.
And do you recall where the footbridge is located? And he answers yes, the Barbary Coast to Caesar's Palace.
Yes.
You'd agree with me that every time Mr. Mouton was asked an open question about when these things occurred, he never provided a date.
I can't say that for sure. I'd have to review the transcript again. But what I can say is that at trial, you asked the leading question to Mr. Cantrell, you were in town Christmas 2005? He said yes. The NCIC from Mr. Cook shows that to be false. So that's why we requested the NCIC.
Well,
Why does the NCIC show that to be false?
Because it shows he was in San Francisco from December 13th to January 24th, December 13th, 2005 to January 24th, 2006, and he was arrested January 27th, 2006 in Las Vegas, as you elicited during trial.
Where's that record?
Bob Cook has it, and the investigator at the district attorney's office has it.
So you're testifying to a record you don't have?
Right, I got it in memory.
So why isn't in the exhibit of these star exhibits saying that there's some sort of Brady violation? Why isn't that within the packet of things you provided to Mr. DeMarco?
Because I didn't realize that was Brady until after those declarations had been submitted.
See, every date that he gave, there's proof to show that he was not in the building. That nigga was nowhere in Las Vegas. And then it's not even that the false testimony that he gave. The man came and told the truth. Hey, I don't even know him. I ain't never seen him. Period. He testified that all that was a lie. And now the lies is coming out because Latif, based on Mouton as an informant, he has a caretaker. So they know his whereabouts. He has to check in. You know, he can't walk across the street without calling them and saying, hey, look, I'm going across the street to the liquor store. He has to check in. They got a tracker on that nigga. He is they bitch until the day he died. Period. That's who he's, the FBI bitch. He's working for them until they get tired of him and he become useless. And until then, they're going to know everywhere he's at. And because Latif is a prosecutor, and here's the totality of it. If Latif testified to something that's not true, and we put him up there as a witness, that will get the whole case thrown out. So you know he's speaking the gospel. All right.
And Your Honor, just for the record, I know the court's overruled my prior objections, but I just want to make clear, I'm lodging a standing objection again to Mr. DiGiacomo questioning this witness regarding testimony that he was
Your
involved.
objection has clearly been noted.
I just want to note that, Your Honor, it's a standing objection to Mr. DiGiacomo questioning this witness about his involvement in this case.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, what did you say, the document that you're referring to that indicates he wasn't in Las Vegas, he was in, you said San Francisco, right?
Yeah, and we could tell that because there's various days where he stopped by the San Francisco Police Department, including as late as January 24th.
So like every day he was stopped by the police?
Oh, he was very active. And I think a couple days he missed was Christmas and the day after Christmas. But on the 27th, they stopped him a bunch of days. The last date they stopped him was January 24th, 2006. According to this NCIC offline search we got from Robert Cook of the NCI division at the FBI.
Can I approach and see what he's looking at?
Sure. So this is all the cases that pertain to Brady. Yeah, you can have it. You can take a look.
I want to know where the record is that says what you're saying.
So like there's a record that says he was pulled over on
It
this
should-
date, on this date?
And it shows query for warrant. Yeah.
Oh,
Where is that record?
The investigator at the San Francisco District Attorney's Office has it. The investigator who did this, he has it. As well as Robert Cook from the NCI division of FBI, he has it.
That you don't have it.
I don't have it present, no.
It's not here in court.
No.
The other thing you did with this date is you took my December 5th and you went out and you looked for records to see if he was in custody in Georgia. Do you remember that?
Correct.
And in your exhibit, you put a website associated with that particular Fulton County jail,
Correct.
right? Did you click on searching inmates in there?
No.
You didn't.
No, no.
So let me ask you this. You're not an expert in Nevada law, I assume.
No.
You're not an expert in Georgia law, I assume.
No.
Are you aware whether or not your custody status is a public record in the state of Nevada?
I don't know.
Are you aware whether or not your custody status is a public record in Georgia?
Don't know.
Are you aware that if you run Mr. Mouton's name in the Fulton County Jail's website, the case comes up and it says he was released December 7th of 2005. It's a public record.
Your Honor, just would object that this goes to what occurred or did not occur in relation to what happened prior to the trial in 2008. I think it's...
It's relevant whether it was a public record, correct?
Well, yes, but it's
Okay.
unreliable to say just because, according to Mr. DiGiacomo now, he allegedly conducted some search. We don't know if that was in place in 2008 and what...
Oh, and you can make that argument. I mean, the witness indicated he didn't know.
And we haven't seen proof that that's even true.
I'm happy to pull it up on this, but I'll do it during my testimony. We'll do it live for the court. So, let's talk about the aliases. Now, you're not an expert in Nevada law. Have you read any case law about whether or not someone's allowed to use whatever name they want?
I would say no, you can't do that. I can't come in here and use whatever name I want.
Just last month, the Supreme Court of Nevada disagreed with you. You can pick whatever name you want and go by it. You don't have to legally change the name.
Objection, testifying and legal conclusion.
Fine.
Sustained.
I would say 2006, that wasn't the case. 2007, that wasn't the case. 2008,
I did sustain that objection.
Now, Latif is testifying. He giving you a name, Robert Cook, from the FBI office, the investigator lady from San Francisco. He giving you the name. He giving you where to go, where to look. If you want to question him or think that he's being disingenuous, then he's giving you what you need. But guess what? He knows that that's not the case here. Or you can rest assured what he would have did, he would have said, Your Honor, I want to have a chance to subpoena Mr. Robert Cook from the FBI, bring him down here so that I could give him a cross-examination. But you're not going to do that. Because if you do some shit like that, you bigot bitch, you know that you're going to open up a whole new can of worms. Period. So you don't want that. You're not about to do none of that. And then the judge, do you see the judge? Do you hear? Well, it is material. He's trying to say that, bitch, all of a sudden your moral compass seems to be working and activated when it seems to be something that needs to protect his prosecutor. But when the real shit is right there in your face, it's duly noted, it's noted. Bitch, okay, you're not saying sustained, you're not saying overruled, okay. No, it's not okay. This is why we got to pay attention to this shit. This is why I'm telling y'all, you got to come down here, the same prosecutor, the same dirty dog, this diabolical bitch. He is full of impropriety. I'm talking about he has a flagrant and reckless disregard for judicial protocol, and I mean that sincerely. He has a storm of the Capitol mentality. We need to zero. I'll tell you, we need to get those photos. It's important to know who those people were. You had judges, you had attorneys, district attorneys, you had all kind of people storming that Capitol that have legitimate government jobs, government officials, police officers, retired judges. They up there storming the Capitol. So you got to pay attention to this. And that's what he has, a storm the Capitol mentality. This motherfucker is sick. And guess what? She is just as foul. The bitch is complicit. I can't say that enough. Look at what she's doing. Look at when she come in. How in the world? She's not being impartial. This bitch is as biased as he gets. And she's favoring one side. Bitch, favor the right thing. You could do all of this if you're on the right side of it. I ain't got nothing to say. I'm a real motherfucker. I can accept it. You feel me? It ain't nothing above my head or below my feet. I can't handle or dismantle. But when you do shit like that, now you tripping. Now I got something to say. And I'm going to say it in a way that it's going to be disturbing. It might be uncomfortable, but bitch, it's the truth.